Hi everyone! So today's video lesson is going to talk about how to pronounce some of the consonant sounds that are difficult for people. So consonant sounds can be important. They're not usually as difficult as the vowels, but some people do have a difficult time with some consonants. Now, some consonants are more important than others. I actually divided them into groups like this for you, because these consonants up here have been shown that when you pronounce them like other ones, it can cause a problem for communication. So these ones are actually very, very important. Now these ones down here actually have been shown, especially like the TH, the th sound. It's been shown that even if you are not pronouncing that one completely like a native speaker of English, it actually shouldn't be a problem for communication. People can usually understand. So that's just something to keep in mind as you're working on these consonants. They don't have to be exactly one way to make your speaking clear. But students often ask about how to pronounce these, and there are some little tricks and tips I can give you that will help you pronounce them so that you'll be able to feel more comfortable when you're speaking English and a little bit more confident. So, the three most important ones that I can give you a tip on are the P, the T, and the K sound. And that sounds like, pronounce after me, P, P, T, T, K, K. Okay, so now all three of these, P, T, and K, those are actually what we consider to be sounds with no voice, meaning there's no vibration here. If you put your fingers on your throat and you go, P, T, K, you should not feel movement. You should not feel vibration. They don't have any vibration. Now, they do have a sound that is just like them, but has vibration. So, for example, P in English is very similar to B. The lips are the same, where the lips come together, P, B. But with the P sound, there's no vibration. And with the B, there is vibration. So that's just something to keep in mind, that it does have a partner sound that has the vibration. Now, the T, T, T has no voice, no vibration, but it has a partner also that has vibration. T, D. Okay, and K, 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 K is with the back of the tongue, and it has a partner as well. G, G. So we have the two that have our lips come together, P and B. Then we have the two where our tongue hits behind our teeth, T, D. And then we have the two where our tongue hits in the back, K, G. All of these are what are called stopping sounds, meaning the sound does not just keep going for a long time. You can't hold this sound for a long time. The sound is a stop. P. You can't go P. There's no way to make it longer, right? It's a stop. Okay. That's different from the next sounds that we're going to look at. All of these ones are continuing, not stopping sounds, and I'll show you those ones in a minute. I want to tell you a couple other things about our P, our T, and our K, and that is a couple things. When they come at the beginning of the word, the P has a little breath of air on it, and so does the T, and so does the K. Now, the B, the B, D, and G, they do not have that same puff of air. So in fact, if you hold up your hand in front of your mouth and you say P, you should feel strong breath of air. Try it for me. P, T, K. Almost like you're P, T. It actually has a lot of air. You'd be surprised. Now this is different from the B, D, and G, which do not have the puff of air. B, D, G, and you shouldn't feel a lot of air. In fact, what people sometimes do is they would pronounce words and hold up a piece of paper or something like that and go pen, ben, pile. And you can actually see the paper move when you pronounce a word that starts with a P, or pronounce a word that begins with a T, or pronounce a word that begins with a K. When the word begins with G or D or B, like ben, den, game, the paper will not move. You won't get that same puff of air. But that puff of air is only for at the beginnings of words or the beginnings of important syllables. Okay? So P, T, and K, P, T, K, at the beginnings of words. At the end, no. At the end, they stop without that big puff of air. Okay, our three most important ones we did first. But now we're on to a couple others that sometimes cause problems for people. Take a look at the next two. These two are also a quiet or voiceless one and a voice one. So they are the same mouth. The mouth looks like this. But one of them has no voice and one of them has voice. Listen to this one. And this one? Which one has no voice? Do you know? Yeah, this one's our quiet one. That one's our one that has no voice. This is our one that has voice. But both of them have the same mouth. Look at the mouth. You can see that the teeth are touching the lips to make this sound. This is the nose. There's the tooth hitting the lip to make the sound. Sometimes I say it's like the squirrel sound. Right? And this is to get that v or f, or sound. Okay, two more sounds that are quite difficult for people are the English R and the English L. One of these touches, the tongue touches the roof of the mouth. Which one of these two touches the roof of the mouth? Repeat after me. R, oh, R, oh. Which one touches the roof of the mouth? Do you know? Hopefully you said the L. Yeah, if you're looking at practicing these sounds, your R sound, those will be your two teeth, your R sound, the tongue is in the middle. R, and it's tight right here. R. Remember in English, the R does not have a beautiful roll. There is no R. I wish there was. I love rolled R's. In English, the R is just R, right? And then the L, it changes. The L, the tongue actually touches up here. Oh. In fact, sometimes I say if you look at an L, this is what your tongue looks like. It points up and it touches the roof of your mouth. See? Oh. And this one is kind of what your tongue looks like also. Imagine that's your tongue in the middle of your mouth, right? Try for me. Oh, okay, very good. So these are some of the most important sounds you want to make sure that you can pronounce. Students oftentimes will ask about these sounds as well. Like I said, these sounds are not as important. Usually students can pronounce these ones not quite like a native speaker, but it shouldn't impede pronunciation. But students are interested and they are working on their English, and I do like to show students who have questions. The TH is one that people want to practice a lot because it's a difficult one for the muscles of your mouth, right? That's because the tongue actually sticks between the two teeth to make the f. So if I'm drawing it over here in our mouth, we have our teeth here, and our tongue actually comes and touches between the two teeth. Right? It can also have voice. Right? Try it for me. Thank you. Thanks. Thankfulness. Good. That one's one that feels uncomfortable for people if you don't have that sound in your language. One thing you can do is a little mouth exercise where you go. Your tongue might get a little tired, but your muscles will get lots of practice. Okay, a couple other sounds that are difficult for people. The s versus the sh. Okay, now with this one, the s is your smile one. I always say try to make this one like a smile. S, sh is the small one. Right, try for me. smile, sh. Good. So, for example, sun, shun. Try for me. Sun, shun. Okay, and many people then get confused with the sh versus the ch. Now, these are actually sh and ch are the same mouth, but ch is a stopping sound. Remember how we talked earlier about some sounds that can keep going, like can keep going? But actually the ch, the tongue hits the roof of the mouth and stops, like a sneeze, a chew, right? You can't keep going, a ch, you can't. It has to stop. It goes ch. The tongue goes up and down, ch. Same mouth as the sh, but with a stopping tongue hit. Ch. Good. This is the same as the j, only the j has voice. Try for me. Ch. J. Good. And one last one that people sometimes get confused about. Y. Y. Try to lift your tongue and have it go up and down like the wave of the ocean. Y. Y. Almost like a E sound in the beginning. Y. Try for me. Yes. Yes. Jet. Jet. The j is the front of your tongue. The y is the back of your tongue. So yes. Jet, like an airplane. Jet. Different from yet. Then if you try this one, try for me the small mouth. Wash. Try again, but this time stop it. Watch. Watch. Wash. Good. Miss. And then try a th again. Thank. Okay, very good. Lots of sounds for us to practice this week. I hope you have fun practicing some of these sounds.